Hello everyone. So in this video, I'm going to be ranking all of the heirlooms. Just a quick reminder though that not this next video, but 2 videos from now, I'm going to be starting my series around pro play and pro gameplay. So if you're interested in that, subscribe because I think it's going to be a lot of fun. For this video, I'm going to be trying something a little bit new though. I'm not going to have a script. I'm just kind of going to be talking about how I feel about the heirlooms. So if you notice the video feels a little bit different, that's probably why. All right, so moving on to actually talk about the heirlooms. The first one I have here is Bloodhound's Axe. And to me personally, this one's kind of just mid. The design is a little simple, but it does feel good when playing. Like, I don't really know how to describe it, but it does feel lightweight. Like, again, that won't really make sense if you've never used an heirloom before, but if you have one or have ever used one, you'll know what I'm talking about when I say that something feels lightweight, or just talking about how it feels, because they do feel different. Anyway, Wraith's Kunai I have as an A tier. It's obviously a very cool design, but for it to be S tier, I just think everything about it has to be fantastic. Again, it does feel really good using, but yeah. Lifelines Drumsticks, I'm gonna be honest, I haven't used these before, but I do know that people like them because they feel pretty good and they're sleek design and they have nice animations also when you're running, so there's that. But again, I haven't really used it, so because of that, I can't really put it anywhere higher than the C tier. Moving on, I have Mirage's Heirloom. If I'm gonna be honest, I don't know why you'd ever unlock this unless you're solely a Mirage main. I don't know, it's boring. I don't really like the design. Like, it's a trophy, I guess, which is kind of cool, but I don't know. The animations aren't cool. It kind of also sells you out. The clones don't have the heirloom, so it can literally just sell you out when you use your abilities. Besides that, again, I just think it's really boring. Now I have Pathfinder's Heirloom, the boxing gloves. These are really cool, and like, it has cool inspects, and again, they're a unique design that makes sense if you know the lore, but the heirloom is just massive, so I'm putting it in D tier. When you run around with it, you can't see half your screen. Like, it just takes up too much of the screen. And also, I've seen Pathfinder mains say that like they feel slower when they use it, which ironically is like the opposite effect of most heirlooms, because most heirlooms make you feel faster and make you feel more lightweight. So the fact that people say they kind of feel slower with it just makes me think like it should be in the D tier. Moving on, I have Octane's Heirloom. I really like this one, so I'm gonna put it in the A tier. The running animations are really cool in my opinion, and also I think it fits his character very well. I don't really remember the inspects on it, honestly. I don't think it had anything too crazy. So like I said, the running animations are really cool. It feels really good, but again, the inspects and the design aren't S tier for me, so I'm gonna put it in the A tier. Next, I have Gibraltar's Heirloom. Not gonna lie, this is another one that I just haven't used before. When the heirloom glitch happened, I honestly just didn't care to unlock this one. I don't know, it's kind of basic. It's got some fine running animations, but again, it's one that I haven't used, so I'm not gonna put it any higher than the C tier. It's kind of similar to Bloodhound's one in the sense that the running animations are cool, but you know, just kind of regular. Next up is Bangalore's Heirloom, which I have in the B tier. I know I just called Bloodhound's and Gibraltar's Heirlooms kind of basic, so seeing Bangalore's in the B tier might be kind of confusing, but I might be a little biased, but I do really enjoy playing with Bangalore's Heirloom. It's one of the ones I had the most fun using when the heirloom glitch happened, which is why I chose to unlock it later. But yeah, they feel really good using. Like, I don't know how to explain it, but also the running animations I really like the flipping and everything. I think it feels really good. The inspects, again, could be better, but it's an older heirloom, so you know, it is what it is. The only reason it's not higher is just the design isn't crazy or anything, but again, still cool, so it's in the B tier. Revenant's Heirloom, I'm gonna go ahead and put both of them in the same spot because honestly, they're the same thing pretty much. Yeah, I mean, it's kind of cool. It's pretty big though, which is, in this case, it's not as big of a problem as it is for Pathfinder's Heirloom, but I'm still not a fan of how big it is. You'll notice that I have a theme with that for most of the heirlooms, because the things obstructing my screen, I am not really a big fan of. But the design for these, I think it's called a scythe. The design is really cool, and obviously it fits Revenant's character perfectly. Yeah, it would be higher, but again, it just covers up too much of my screen, so yeah. Caustic's heirloom, I'm gonna also put that in the B tier. I was looking at some heirloom tier lists before this, and I noticed that a lot of people don't really like this one, and it was honestly surprising to me to see that, because again, it's another one that when I got the heirloom glitch, I really liked it. The running animations are cool, and as you guys know, when you're Caustic or just these bigger characters, you feel really slow because of just the movement animations that are in the game. However, when I had the heirloom, I didn't really feel as slow as you do without it. So because of that, I was a pretty big fan of it. And also, I like how like the gas comes out of the skull and everything when you're running. So yeah, I'm a fan, but it's not perfect or anything. Moving on to Rampart's heirloom, this is one of the last ones that I haven't used. So again, I'm putting it in the C tier, but honestly, I don't get the hype. I know people really like it, which again is kind of confusing to me because the design seems really simple. I don't know how it feels in game, so maybe I'm wrong, maybe it feels great, but it just seems kind of boring to me. Like, it obviously makes sense having a wrench for Rampart, like it makes perfect sense for her character, but I don't know, it's just kind of basic to me. Alright, next up I have Watson's heirloom. Now this might be a hot take, I'm not really sure honestly, but I'm gonna put this one in the A tier. When it first released, I thought it was kind of like it looked stupid. I mean, yeah, I just thought like it looked stupid honestly, but after playing with it, I really liked it. The running animations, I'm a huge fan of. The way Watson tosses it around and flips it and all that stuff feels really good in game. Like, again, it kind of looks weird, but if you've played with it, you'll know how much fun it is to use, honestly. The specs could be better, but you know, they're cool. They're fine. It's a smaller heirloom again, so it doesn't get in the way, and it's a nice option. Like, if Watson was a better character in general, like, she's a fine character, you guys kind of already may know how I feel about her, but anyway, if she was better, I definitely would have chose this one over Bangalore's, but because Bangalore has been my secondary character for a while, I chose to unlock hers. But yeah, Watson's was one of the most fun to use. Next up I have Crypto's. I'm gonna put this one also in the B tier. I feel like this one is a pretty polarizing heirloom, honestly. I think people either love it or hate it, and I honestly don't really have any strong opinions on it, so I think I might actually, yeah, I'm gonna move this one down to C tier, because yeah, if I don't have any real strong opinions on it, I'm not gonna put it up there with ones that I'm a fan of. Moving on to the Bloodhound skin, I'm just gonna put it in F because, like, prestige skins suck and are a waste of money, honestly. I mean, they look cool, but they're just extremely overpriced for what you get, especially considering this is a game that you play in first person. Like 99% of the time, you're not even gonna see your legend skin. So paying like all this money for it is honestly just really stupid. And I know people might say paying for an heirloom at all is stupid, which might be true, but I don't know. I feel like the money that I spent was worth it on the two that I have, because I unlocked the Bangalore one when it was just the heirloom shard collection event, so that was like 120 bucks or something like that. And then I unlocked the Horizon one when it came out, so again, for a collection event, that was like 120. But I definitely wouldn't recommend buying packs to unlock an heirloom, because in that case they're $500 each, which I think is just like, that's way too much. But I do think the money that I spent honestly was worth it. Anyway, back to the prestige skins. I'm just gonna put them all in F tier because they're just a waste of money. Valk actually does have like a really cool dive trail that I think you can put on any character, which might be something that's not terrible, but again, you're spending $500 for a dive trail, like that's crazy. Anyway, speaking of Valk, her heirloom is next. I'm gonna also put that in the C tier. It does look cool, Like, I'll give it that. It does actually look really cool, but it's another one that's just too big. It's not as bad as Pathfinder's. It's to the point where like Valk mains that I know who have the heirloom don't like to use it because of how much of the screen it takes up. So yeah, I mean, it's cool. It's cooler than Paths, like the running animations and stuff. It's kind of just another one that might get in the way sometimes, so can't really go higher than C tier. Loba's heirloom is next. I don't know if this is a hot take or not, but I think this is the best heirloom in the game, so I'm putting it at S tier. When I played with it, it felt better than any other heirloom I'd ever used and have used up to this point. I don't really know how to explain it, but the running animations were just really, really good. They felt smooth. It's not something that like is distracting, because again, it's another small heirloom. Yeah, I don't really know how to explain it, but honestly, this one just felt the best when using. It also looks fantastic, especially in game. The inspecs are cool. It doesn't have like the craziest inspecs, but yeah, S tier, the best heirloom in the game to me, honestly, 100%. Moving on, I have Seer's heirloom. I'm gonna go ahead and put this at the C tier. They do look really cool, but I think it might be the thing that there's two of them, which might make it feel heavy, if that makes sense. Like, again, if you haven't used some of the heirlooms before, you're not gonna really know. Like, I'm gonna sound crazy, but they can feel heavy. Like, I know Pathfinder's one is an example of that, so I think this one is another example of heirloom feeling heavy. But then again, a lot of people disagree with me and have it higher, so I don't know. I mean, it's just personal preference. Again, with all the heirlooms, it's personal preference. They're all justifiable, I guess. Like, if you're a main of the character, you can justify getting any of them, except for, honestly, the prestige skins. Next up, I have Ash's heirloom. This is another bottom tier one. I mean, I don't really get it. Like, it doesn't match the character at all, in my opinion. I'm sure there's some lore reason, so maybe it'll make sense in the future, but at the moment, I literally don't get it at all. The running animations look kind of weird to me. I mean, I haven't used it, but I don't know. I don't really like the animations. The swinging animation, I'm not a fan of. A lot of people are, which I thought was interesting, but I don't know. I personally don't like the swinging animation. The only thing it has going for it, in my opinion, is that the inspecs are crazy. Like, I'll put it on screen now, but a lot of the inspecs for this one are insane. Like, they're incredibly creative. Yeah, for that, I'm actually gonna move it up to the C tier for that. But yeah, I mean, gameplay wise, definitely D tier. I guess the inspecs are really creative, so I gotta give them that. Next up, I have Wraith's recolor. I'm also gonna put that in the S tier. To be honest, like I said, it's just a recolor, but it's a recolor that looks cooler, significantly cooler. So there's that. And also the inspecs for this one are crazy. I'm gonna put them on the screen now. Probably not all of them are gonna fit in the video, but if you want to look that up for yourself, the inspecs are really cool. Again, it's another one. Running with it is great. Yeah, it's cool. Next up, I have Horizon's heirloom. I might be biased with this one because Horizon's my main. I'm gonna put Horizon's Gravity Maw in the A tier. So when this one first released, I saw that a lot of people were honestly a bit disappointed with what it was since it took so long to come out. But to me, I really like it. I think the running animations are really, really good. Like the flipping and everything like that feels really good. The sliding animation I really like. And if you play Horizon, you know, like, you're gonna be sliding a lot coming off of the queue and everything. So I think that's a really important part of heirlooms, that some of them, the sliding animation is kind of like non-existent. But for this one, I do think gameplay wise, it's one of the best ones. But looks wise, like the staff, or I guess just the bottom part, not the black hole part, I'm not a fan of really the colors. Like, I know the colors are based around the original skin, like Horizon's basic skin. I just don't like the green. It feels dead. Like, the colors feel dead at the bottom. You know, it is what it is. The inspecs are, they're fine. But the gameplay I really just like, so it's A tier for me. Last, I have Fuse's heirloom. I don't really know how to feel about this one because I haven't used it, and also it just came out. Honestly, I'm just not gonna rank this one because Like I said, I don't really know. It looks cool, but it also looks pretty big, like it gets in the way. But maybe it doesn't, I don't know. Like again, I'm not gonna lie, I haven't really watched too much gameplay of people using it. So yeah, I'm just not gonna rank it. As a reminder for you guys, I'm gonna be starting up my new series based around Pro League and pro gameplay and stuff like that. Not the next video, but the video after that. I haven't like nailed down exactly what I'm gonna do. I know it's gonna be educational in some form. I don't know if I want to do Jayhawk type videos or something like that, but I know for this video I might be kind of rambling and stuff, but I kind of wanted to do away with the script because for part of the reason, honestly, I just didn't really have time to write it. Again, thank you guys for watching this video. Thanks for all the support on the channel. Sorry for rambling in this video, but yeah, see you next time.